Hi, folks, it's Shannon. Welcome to the 12th night of the 13 nights of Samhain. We're getting toward the end, and these are getting to be juicy prompts. So today's prompt is reflect on your harvest. What lessons, skills, and experiences have you reaped? If that is something you're interested in hearing me talk about, grab some tea and we'll get into it. So I wanted to break down this video into some groups because it's been a big year for me. I don't know how much of it I've talked about on the channel, but there's been some big life shifts happening behind the scenes. Um, so figured I would get into it a little bit in this video. I think that there are four chunks that I'm going to talk about, but there were other things besides these big areas too. Um, which maybe we can get into if you guys have questions about. So the first chunk is my work life. The second chunk is deep community. The third is um, consistent creativity. And the fourth is basically completions of things. Um, I feel like a lot of these things are very relevant to this time of the year too. So um, let's let's get into it. So, what has been going on with work? Basically, I changed jobs a couple different times. I was working in kind of a temporary job at a couple of different places and was having to travel a lot and learn new rules kind of every week. It was a lot. But um, around about April, started talking with my current employer about maybe getting a full time final, well, not final, but like permanent position. Um, and yeah, started at the beginning of July. And so have been there since. Um, so I learned a lot while I was doing the temporary work about kind of what does and doesn't support me at work, what I'm good at, what I need help with, a lot of things like that. So it was really valuable experience, even though it was pretty stressful and tiring. Um, and then yeah, being back at, well, not back at, being in my new job has been um, good. It's been good. It's been really nice to feel like I have a home base and to have my own office and to have my colleagues and to be able to kind of be in the flow of a more regular work schedule without having to travel every other week and things like that. Though, now that I think about it, it was not all mundane. So I had a prosperity bowl that I set up at the end of last year, and that thing was working so well that I had to take it apart early in 2024 because I just kept getting job after job after job and not having enough time to rest in between. Um, so be careful how you specify that you need more money. Is the lesson from that for me this year. But yeah, the magical work that I did around my work and my finances was very effective. So I'm proud of myself for that too. Okay, I think that is all that I want to talk about work. And we're going to kind of get into deeper and deeper stuff as we go along. So, speaking of deeper, I called this next chunk of harvest deeper community. Um, and there's been a bunch of different ways. I think this started last year. I planted a lot of the seeds last year of starting my own Discord and starting this YouTube channel and starting to be much more active in some of the online communities that I'm a part of. Um, this year in particular, I have found two new communities that I am broadening into. One is a group of travelers that are also plus size that were absolutely amazing, and I'm going to see a bunch of them again in January. We went to Bali last year in March, and it was just so good to be in fat community. We don't talk about it near enough, but there's a lot of validation that comes when kind of everybody has similar lived experiences, and it was really really refreshing. So yeah, it was really validating to travel with people that understood my need for air conditioning and frequent breaks and not too many stairs and a lot of things. that are just taken for granted in the travel industry. It was truly delightful to travel with this group, and I cannot wait to see them again in January. Um, the other community that I've been deepening into is my local witchy community, which is very exciting. There's a group that I'm helping plan a gathering in probably February, early February. So I've been on the core group for that, and we are getting a lot of things figured out and working through a lot of details and logistics, but it supports the magic that's going to be happening in the future. And I'm really enjoying getting to know the other people in the core group. So those have been definitely some awesome fruits of this year that I've been harvesting. And then I think one of the things that's a little bit more visible in my life has been the consistency of creativity. So, I started a YouTube channel. I have been posting fairly regularly, if not weekly, for the algorithm. Sorry, algorithm gods. But yeah, it's been really good to work on expressing myself to people that are like minded out on the internet. I didn't think it was going to be as positive and rewarding as it has been. It's been over a year. I think I missed my channel anniversary. Maybe we'll catch it in the future. But with this 13 Nights of Samhain, our subscriber count is starting to get closer to 100. So maybe we'll do something special for that. If you have good ideas of what we could do for the 100 subscriber milestone, let me know. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe below. All the YouTubey things. Aside from the videos that I've been making, I feel like I've really been coming into my own in terms of my journaling as well. With Jessica and the Moon's fabulous guidance and a lot of really amazing ideas from Emily's journals and from Tempest Temple, I've been just journaling a lot, and it's been great. It's been really rewarding in terms of self-expression and deepening my spiritual practice. So that's been really cool too. It's been flowing out in like practical ways too. Like I redecorated my bedroom fairly recently. I'm poking around at the ideas of a new story. It's just amazing that as like my creativity in general is being expressed more, it feels like more and more of it is coming, which is very cool because I was worried that I was going to run out of it. And then finally, it has been a year of endings. So, some of the endings that have come up this year, one was that I finished, finally, Rosemary Gladstar's Science and Art of Herbalism course. I had been studying under her course for about 3 years, I think, a little over 3 years. And I finally finished kind of late summer and got my certificate and feel good about all that I learned and all that comes in the future as I continue to learn about herbs and work with them. So yeah, if you're interested in herbalism learning or herbalism courses, I can definitely talk more about my experience in that course and some of my recommendations for how to learn about our plant friends. Yeah, so that was one big thing that I finished. And then another big thing that I finished was therapy. So I think we've talked on the channel before, but I have several mental health diagnoses and have been struggling with burnout and more than burnout for several years, and have been very actively involved in therapy. And it was starting to get to the point where I didn't have anything to talk about, and that felt really, really weird. So we kind of slowly backed off, and maybe a month or two ago, we decided that we don't have to keep meeting, and I can call my therapist back at any time if I need some support in that way. But that era of like digging through the muck of my traumatic childhood is over, and or at least changed now. I feel like I'm doing a lot of that work more from a spiritual and somatic perspective instead of from a like talking about it perspective. And it's been such a gift to be able to heal in this way. So just looking back at all of the versions of me that have been working so hard for so long and bowing with respect to myself. So there you have it. It has been a year of much harvest. I have had big changes in my work life and a lot of learning along the way, both in terms of my job, but also in terms of my finances. I have learned a ton about deepening into community and how to reach out to new communities. I have been learning a lot about how to sustain my creativity over time and kind of let it ebb and flow a little bit more. And with that, have had a big increase in like how much creativity I have, and having it spill over into new areas of my life, which is cool. And then finally, yeah, some completions, some endings of some long term projects that have been going on for a very long time with therapy and with my herbalism learning. So it's kind of cool to say, but 2024 has been a really fruitful year for me. And I'm very proud of myself and all the work that I did to get to this point where where fruit is finally being produced. It feels like I've been tending soil for so long and there were no plants, no plants, no plants. And then everything just kind of started sprouting at the same time. So if you're in that phase where you feel like you're just digging in the dirt and nothing's happening, keep going, keep showing up, and Goddess will support you and will get you through. And at some point, you'll be looking back on all the growth that you've had and be really proud of your past self. So hang in there. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say. That is what I've harvested this year. That's what I've reaped. And I'm curious about your experiences. Have there been any big things that you've learned or gained in this year that you're thankful for as we wrap up the final harvest? If so, let me know in the description box, or not the description box, in the comments below. And I hope you have an excellent day.